Over the years, they made a lot of cool Star Trek merchandise, but they also made a lot of weird stuff. Let's take a look. Welcome back to the Junk Room, everybody. It's me, the Junkman, back again with another video. It's good to be back after taking a few days off. I know videos were still up, but I recorded those earlier because I had to take some days off. So it's good to be back in here, back in the Junk Room to talk to you guys. And we're going to look at some weird, stupid Star Wars merchandise. Star Trek. Sorry, force a habit to say Star Wars. Now, you're going to say, where is that Spock helmet? We've got to see the Spock helmet. Nope. That was in part one. We've done this video before, but there was so much stuff. I just got to look at more weird, wacky Star Trek stuff. So this is part two. So you won't see the stupid Spock helmet. If you want to see that, check out part one. I'll link it in one of the boxes at the end of this video. But let's get right to looking at stupid, weird Star Trek stuff. Most of these are going to be in the 70s era, but we do got some, at least one from the next generation. Check this out. The Star Trek Interspace Communicator. Now, by the name of this, you might say, hey, that sounds pretty cool. I would have got that as a kid. This is basically the same thing as tying a string to two tin cans. It's nothing really special, and again, it has a cord, so you have to stand close enough for people to hear you anyway. So it's like, why even use it? The Interspace Communicator. Should have been called Star Trek In the Same Room Communicator. I guess you could use it to whisper to tell secrets about your sister. Hey, have you ever noticed Sally wears her panties inside outwards? No, I did not know they're weird, wacky stuff. Speaking of weird, wacky stuff, check this out. It's one of those dart guns that were big in the 70s and 80s. You know, like a plunger you put in there with a spring action. Now, in the late 80s and the 90s, they turned them into rubber. Don't you hate rubbers? I hate these things. They wobble. But I like the one that was plastic with the rubber tip. I love these, but I don't know about the Star Trek one. The Star Trek Phaser Rocket Gun. It just doesn't seem Star Trek to have the plunger weapon. If it just said bzz, 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 that seems more Star Trek, but I will give you, it's probably less fun. This was released by Lone Star. No, not the guy from Spaceballs. But check out this drawing of Spock. Kind of silly looking. But there it is from 1974, the Phaser Rocket Gun. There was a couple of things kids would say after seeing Star Trek the Motion Picture. 1, I want Star Trek the Motion Picture toys. 2, I want a Captain Kirk or Spock soft doll to cuddle with. Or, why the hell did I just see this movie Star Trek the Motion Picture? Well, if you were the one in the middle, this was for you. The Star Trek Softposable figure. I don't know how posable it is. Maybe it has a wire inside of it. As you can see, they're wearing their Star Trek uniform. That's an exciting uniform if I've ever seen it. Sadly, as far as I know, there's no soft posable figure of that bald-headed lady. Now let's go to where no man should ever go before. Eating marshmallows out of a tube. Here it is, the Star Trek The Final Frontier Craft Marshmallow Dispenser. Not really sure how this thing even works. I guess it's like a Pez dispenser, but for marshmallows. At first I thought maybe you squeezed it like toothpaste, but I think you just load it up and pop a marshmallow out when you want one. Who eats that many damn marshmallows that you need a carrying case for them? This is just totally weird. I don't understand this. But I'm not gonna lie, I probably would have got it if I saw it. Now let's hop into the next generation era. Don't really see that much weird, wacky stuff from it, or maybe it's because I love the show so much I just can't find myself calling anything from it wacky. But let's say you're a little kid in the, I don't know, late 80s and you love Star Trek Next Generation. And you also love carrying your own lunch to school. So you had a Star Trek lunchbox. No, it wasn't one plastic lunchbox. No, it wasn't one of those dorky plastic lunchboxes. This was a lunchbox to guarantee the bully beatdown list. Let's check it out. The Wharf lunchbox. It's a head of Wharf to carry your bologna tuna sandwich in. Probably a high C juice box inside also. And maybe for a snack, those cookies with the chocolate inside. Magic Middles. So scrumptious. But not only do you get to carry all that in a Wharf head, it talks. I'm not really sure what it says, but I'm sure it says something kind of grumpy. And I know this isn't our normal bully beatdown list video, but if you came to school with this, let's see how many fish you would get on the bully beatdown list. 11 out of 10. That's guaranteed to get you punched in the face. Not by just a bully, even by the principal of the school. And you deserve it. Let's look at another from the wacky list of crazy Star Trek merchandise. It's a Star Trek metal detector. What? When I think of Star Trek, I think of finding old rusty screws and nails in my backyard. With the Star Trek metal detector, you could find them. I'm not even sure what they're going for. Does the round part supposed to be like the Enterprise? Doesn't really look like it. It does have a picture of Spock holding the device, but I can't remember any time in Star Trek they had a metal detector. And if they did, I'm sure it didn't look like one that your grandpa walked around on the beach with. Oh, excuse me, it's a metal detector probe. I guess that makes it more Star Trek. Now this one here, I don't know if you can really consider as a toy. It's an offer on the back of the box for a mask. You know Star Wars did this, where you can cut out a mask and put some string around it and have a mask of your favorite character. Well, they did it with Star Trek, and I don't know, they're just weird and goofy looking. I had to put them on the list. Check it out. Free Star Trek mask. Look at that Spock. I know Spock had big pointy ears, but I don't remember ever pointing out like that. They were flush to his head. And look at these others. I'm not even sure who that bald-headed one is. And look at Sulu. He's very happy. And there's old cranky Dr. McCoy. Where's Scotty? That's what I want to know. Where is Scotty? And no Uhura mask? Well, that seems sexist. Have you ever watched Star Trek and then when it was over thought, whew, I sure would like to suck Dr. McCoy or lick Captain Kirk? Well, if you ever thought that, you're in luck. Here's the original Star Trek Freecycles? I hope I'm pretty sure I said that one wrong. And again, it's the original Star Trek. This isn't from the cartoon series or anything. And it's for ages 6 and over. You just freeze them and you get to lick Captain Kirk, Mr. Spock, Dr. McCoy, another Captain Kirk, and another Mr. Spock, and another Dr. McCoy. Again, where is all the other characters? Where's Sulu? Where's Chekhov? Where's Uhura? Where's Mud? A chocolate one in the shape of mud? That just writes itself. Now we got about 2 more to look at, so let's look at this one here. Everyone loved to play with water guns. And before the Super Soaker, we just had little squirt guns that wasn't much fun, but they were fun at the time. And check this out. Yeah, I know you're thinking this is going to be like a Star Trek phaser or something. It's so perfect. No, that would be too obvious. Check this out. The Star Trek USS Enterprise water gun. That's right, it's a water gun in the shape of the Star Trek Enterprise. This is just weird. Can you imagine any kid running around with this thing in their yard? Again, I hate to say someone deserves to be bullied, but come on, man. If you're having a water gun fight, if everyone's got a water gun Luger or a water gun P-38, and you come out with this thing, you're guaranteed to get beat down. But that's not the craziest item Star Trek fans had to show off in the neighborhood. Now, we all had big wheels. That was a lot of fun. Well, that was until the green machine came along, but the big wheel was awesome. Everyone had a big wheel. It was great. Well, if you was a Star Trek fan, you could combine the two, a big wheel and Star Trek, and get this. The Star Trek Cycle. So it's just a big wheel decked out to look like Star Trek. I guess this isn't the Enterprise because it says NCC 720 on it instead of 1701. But I can imagine some chubby kid riding around their neighborhood on this, trying to take out Klingons. Captain Kirk, I see a Klingon vessel decloaking off the starboard side. Load up the photon torpedoes. Take that, you soon-to-be ridgehead bastards. You didn't think when you clicked on this video you would see a Star Trek big wheel. Now did you? Be honest, you didn't think you would see that. Well, I'm curious if anyone had any of these toys on the list. Who knows, maybe you did. Maybe you didn't. Maybe you're like, I sure wish I had that Star Trek ice cream so I could lick Captain Kirk. We all wish we could do that. Well, I want to thank you for watching. As always, thumbs up on my content. Subscribe to the channel. We'll talk again soon.
Hey, Junkman channel popping though.
Thank you, sir, for that unsolicited testimony.